Hello students, today I will be explaining you chapter 11 sense organs. You all know that we have 5 sense organs: eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. And all these 5 sense organs, they have receptors. Receptors means special cells which they respond to the stimulus, which they receive stimuli from the external environment, and they help us to respond accordingly. In this chapter, there are 2 sense organs you will study: eyes as well as ears. Let me first tell you about eyes. Eyes have photoreceptors. Eyes are the sense organs which have photoreceptors. Photo means light. So they will be receiving stimulus of light or stimuli of light from external environment, and then they will enable us to see whatever object we see from the external environment. Before I start the structure of human eye, let me tell you certain accessory parts of human eye. These parts are, first of all, the eye is located in the deep socket or orbit on the front part of the head. Each eye is in the form of a ball, and that is why we call it eyeball. This eyeball can be rotated with the help of 6 muscles. Then each eye is covered by eyelids. The upper and lower movable eyelids, they protect the outer surface of eyes, and they act as shutters which we can open as well as close. Each eyelid carries outwardly eyelashes, curved eyelashes. These eyelashes prevent falling of large particles in the eyes. Second accessory part, protective part in fact, eyebrows. Although virtually it is not a part of eye, but these are also protective. They prevent the raindrops or sweat drops in case there is perspiration. So sweat drops as well as the raindrops, they cannot fall into the eyes, so they will be protecting the eyes. Then tear glands. These tear glands are also called lacrimal glands. These lacrimal glands are located at the upper sideward position of the orbit. That means to inner side of the eyelids there are lacrimal glands or tear glands. These tear glands, they produce tear, and these tears, they serve as lubricant. Another function of tear is that in case any dust particle happens to get into the eyes, they will be washed away. And third thing, that these tears, they contain an enzyme called lysozyme which kills the germs. These tear glands, they secrete tears, and then these tears are stored in tear sac, and from there then they may even move out of the eyes at the time of, in case emotional state or in case something irritates the eyes, then tears, they may even fall out of the eyes.
Start.
Now let us understand the structure of human eye. Now this is diagram of VS, vertical section of human eye. As I have already told you that eye is a ball in a shape of a ball. So we call it eyeball. Now these are various parts. In order to understand all these parts and their functions in brief, let us start from the structure of human eye. That means each eye is covered by 3 protective membranes. What are these 3 protective membranes? This first outermost membrane is called sclera or sclerotic layer. So outermost layer, sclera or sclerotic layer, it is white in color. Then second layer is called choroid. Second layer, as you can see, this is colored. So choroid is colored. Why? Because it is richly supplied with blood vessels. So this is colored layer, that is second layer of eye. Now the innermost layer, you can see this layer is called retina. So innermost layer is called retina. So there are three layers, three membranes, protective membranes in the eye. First is the sclera, white in color, and it is made up of tough fibers. Second is choroid. Choroid is colored and richly supplied with blood vessels. That means it is nutritive in function. Third is a retina, innermost layer of the eye, and retina is sensitive to light. So these are three layers. Besides them, now the sclera, it is continuous. That means in the whole eyeball it is protective. Now this part of sclera in front of the eye. Remember children that the whole eyeball is shown here, only 1/6 part, only this part is visible outside. That means it is open to outside. Rest 5/6 part is inside the socket, inside the orbit. So only 1/6 part is visible to outside. That means open to outside. So when we see these eyes, if we look eyes in front, that means from front, you will see these are the eyes. This part, the colored part of eye is called iris, and the point, that means this spot in the center of the eye, this is called pupil. So this is front structure of the eye. Same when we cut the section of eye, this part will be visible. So this sclera, which is continuous in the whole eyeball, in front of the eye, this sclera is bulges out. It is coming out. It is bulging out. And this bulging out part of sclera is called cornea. So sclera is outermost layer of eye, and cornea is the bulge part of the eye which comes out. That means the bulging part of eye, sclera, is called cornea. And cornea is protected, is again covered by a membrane. This is called conjunctiva. See, one by one I am explaining you all these parts. Sclera is the layer of the eye, protective layer of the eye, white in color. So this white portion in the eye, this is white portion of the eye, this is sclerotic layer. Now this sclerotic layer, the bulging part of the eye, it is called cornea. Cornea is covered by a protective membrane. It is called conjunctiva. So outermost layer of cornea is called conjunctiva. See, in case there is any infection in conjunctiva, then viral infection in conjunctiva, then the problem is known as conjunctivitis. So what is conjunctivitis? It is a problem in which this conjunctiva will get infection due to virus infection. Then, and it becomes red in color due to infection. Then this cornea is transparent layer, and actually when light will enter through all these parts, other parts also I will be explaining, when light will enter, all these parts have to be transparent so that light may enter in. Sometimes what happens in people, this cornea becomes opaque. It is now no more transparent and a person is unable to see. So in such people, this cornea, defected cornea, can be removed and can be a new cornea donated from a healthy person, can be grafted here. You should also know that if a person dies, this cornea remains alive for 40 hours. And if eyes are donated, then cornea of that dead person, because they will remain alive for 40 hours, So cornea can be taken from that person and can be grafted to 2-3 people. So this cornea can be grafted also. Then we'll come to this second layer, which is called choroid. Choroid, which is richly supplied with blood vessel. In front of the eye, this is called iris. As I told you, in front, this whole part is iris. But when we see in VS, this choroid, the second layer, in front of the eye, it will just expand. You can see from here also, it has expanded. And it will cover, this is lens, it will cover lens but leaving little space. And this little space which has been left by this iris is called pupil. So iris is the colored part of the eye, and this is made from choroid. Choroid in front of the eye, it will expand and it will form iris. Iris is covering the lens, almost covering the lens, but it is leaving a little space, and this space is called pupil. So actually when we see something, the light enters through pupil, it will enter through pupil, and then it will enter through lens, and the image will be formed on retina. Image is formed at the back of the eye, that is on the retina. Besides this, now this lens is transparent. It is biconvex, transparent structure, and so that the light may enter through it. Another thing about it is that the lens is holded in position. This lens is holded in position by suspensory ligaments. Suspensory ligament, see, this is choroid, expanded part is called iris, and here are this part is the ciliary muscles or ciliary body, and then at the junction of iris and choroid there are suspensory ligaments. These suspensory ligament on both the side, they will be holding this lens in its position. And ciliary body, they may change or alter the shape of this lens. Then there are two chambers. One is called aqueous humor, that is in front, and another is called vitreous humor at the back of lens. So behind the lens there are two chambers. One is vitreous humor and the other is aqueous humor. Aqueous humor, the position is between lens and you can see cornea. Okay, so this is aqueous humor, and aqueous humor, aqua means water, so it has a watery fluid present. Vitreous humor, the position is behind the lens and it is filled with jelly-like thick fluid. Alright, both of them, that means aqueous humor, which is liquid in front of the lens. So this fluid will be protective again, and vitreous humor will be maintaining the shape of eyeball. Now another word is yellow spot and blind spot. Blind spot is the region of no vision. That means there are no sensitive cells present. So this blind spot is called a region of an area of no vision. Actually, this blind spot is an area where all the nerves of eyes, they will converge together, they will make a bundle, and then they will be forming optic nerve. This is optic nerve. This whole is optic nerve, and this optic nerve will be carrying impulse to the brain, from eye to the brain. So impulse of whatever we see, that impulse will be carried by this optic nerve, and blind spot is an area where all these nerves, small nerves of eye, will converge and bundle together to form this optic nerve. Now just above it is yellow spot, and yellow spot is an area of vision. That means the best vision is carried out at yellow spot. That means whatever we see, that is formed here on the retina and with the help of yellow spot.